want to bring in a guy who has seen this Penn State and Delaware rivalry from both sides. As you can tell by the UD hockey jacket he's wearing, John O'Connor, former Icer, played for Joe on that 1990 championship team that beat Ohio at the Bird Arena. You've been 15 years as an assistant coach here at Delaware through several head coaches. But John, always good to see you, and good first period of hockey, more so I think for your guys than the Icers.
It was a great period of hockey. The atmosphere is great. There's a lot of fans. There's a lot of Penn State alumni. Delaware, for the most part, it was a solid game all around.
Now, talk about the fact that you played for Joe his first year as a coach. You won that national championship against Ohio. We've talked on the air and off the air, and I've mentioned the fact that Ohio and Penn State really is probably maybe the top rivalry in the ACHA over the years.
Absolutely.
This one, I think, is right up there, probably 1A.
Well, you know what? A lot of times, even under the previous head coach, Josh Brandwein, we'd kind of struggle, and Penn State was very, very strong then. And we've done a lot of recruiting, a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that's helped out really with our team. Right now, we have a big team. We have a fast team. Today, particularly, we have 7 recruits in town. So, it's a big recruiting day for us as well.
And certainly a good experience for them. Great crowd here, as you mentioned.
Absolutely.
100th game between these two programs, and you've seen an awful lot of them. Not a lot more than I have, maybe not as many as Joe has. Can you encapsulate some of the highlights? I know Joe mentioned in the pregame he was talking about a national tournament where you and Josh, who of course played for Joe as well, were on the Delaware bench. He was on the Icers bench, and you kind of looked at each other and gave yourself that respectful wink, and then went back to beating each other's heads in.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the way it is. I kind of, growing up playing hockey, you worked hard, and, you played hard as well. But point being, though, I think that was in 2001 in Tucson, Arizona. And I, always cherished playing against, or coaching against Joe. Josh and I did. And particularly, I remember just one instance, real briefly, at Penn State, when I'm kind of yelling at the referee and Joe Batista's yelling at the referee, and then the referee walked away, and then we both looked at each other and started smiling and laughing.
I can picture that one, but I've asked a lot of the alumni, just about every alumni that I've spoken to this season, with this being the last year of the Icers club program and obviously the varsity starting next year. Do you have one memory that encapsulates and really defines what it is to be a member of the Icers family, even though you're with Delaware?
It would be the national championship. We were ranked 6th out of the 8 teams, and we weren't expected to do well in the tournament. We had, a little bit over 500 season, and we came in and we were down the first game against Arizona. We came back and scored, I think, 4 goals in the third period. Then we played Ohio, and they hadn't lost a home game in 3 years. And we won that game, and then we beat Iowa State University. Joe, even in 1990, taped all the games. He treated it like a Division I program, and sure enough, 20 years later, look where they're going. They're going to be going Division I, and they're playing ACHA this year, but they're on to bigger and better things, really.
And really, with the gift from Terry and Kim Pagula, it's all because of Joe Batista.
That's absolutely right. Not only that, but unfortunately, from my perspective, this will be the last time that Penn State ever plays Delaware, because they'll be moving on.
Except for tomorrow.
Except for tomorrow. Well, no, I meant at Delaware, at home.
Yeah.
This is the last home game Penn State will ever be here playing. And then we play tomorrow, obviously, and then I'm sure maybe we'll see them in the tournament, perhaps.
Well, a lot of people are thinking that it may be the last game of this season, but a lot of hockey to be played between now and then.
No,
Jocko,
absolutely.
always good to see you, buddy. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Steve. Right. I appreciate it.